Our freshman student of the month for the month of December is freshman Tyler Kalkutsky. Congratulations on being student of the month.
Thank you.
So why do you think you are nominated as student of the month?
According to the teachers, I raise my hand and I participate very often in class.
That's very good. So what are you involved with here at Cherokee?
I'm involved with JV cheerleading and freshman basketball.
Okay, so do you do football cheerleading?
Yes.
How was your first season as a cheerleader?
It was fun. I met a lot of new people and made a lot of really good memories throughout the season.
That's very interesting. Do you look forward to doing it next year?
Yeah, my goal next year is to try to make varsity and make new experiences and new memories.
It's very interesting. And then this winter you're doing basketball?
Yes.
Playing basketball or basketball cheerleading?
Playing basketball.
Oh, cool. So the season starts almost soon. You ready?
Yeah, we have another game today against Shawnee.
Oh, that's very interesting. Next question. What advice do you have to freshmen like yourself or just anyone in general?
I would say, like, everyone should just try their best. High school's not that hard if you really put the effort in.
That's some good advice. Trust me, by the time you're a junior, you're going to really use that. So what's your inspiration, or what's your number one source of inspiration, or who inspires you the most?
My mom inspires me the most. She's always telling me, do my best and always try new things.
Okay, next question. This might be a little hard for you, but if you can you guess a teacher who you think nominated you for Student of the Month?
I would say possibly my English teacher, Miss Finan. She's always really encouraging me to try my best and really take risks in the class.
That's very good. She seems like a very good teacher. Next question. You've only been here for a couple months now. Do you have a favorite memory, or is there something you're looking forward to in the next 4 years here?
One of my favorite memories is definitely Turkey Bowl for one of the Thanksgiving games for cheerleading for football.
Yeah, why's that?
It was cool to cheer on the track with all the other girls and just spend the day with my family at a football game.
So next question, is there anything you're looking forward to?
Definitely making new memories, meeting new people, trying out new things. I'm always excited for the senior class trip because I am definitely a Disney fanatic.
Oh, I can't wait. Only a couple more months for me.
Mhm.
Yeah. So next question is a personal one for you. What do you enjoy to do in your free time?
I also cheer out of school. I cheer about 10 hours a week at ACX Diamonds in Southampton.
I just find that interesting.
Mhm.
And our last question for the day. Again, freshman, 3 years ahead, might be a little hard for you to answer, but do you have any idea about what you're going to do after high school?
I'm definitely interested in cosmetology and forensic science.
Forensic science. What exactly is forensic science?
It's science involving your body and after death and stuff.
So all the gross, boring, interesting things about science.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's an interesting part of science. Well, congratulations for being Student of the Month, and thanks for coming down.
Thank you.
Our second Student of the Month for the month of December is Sophomore Morgan Hambrecht. Congratulations for being Student of the Month.
Thank you.
So why do you think you were nominated as Student of the Month?
I think I was nominated because this past summer I went to the Board of Education to speak with them about getting a girls golf team, and it took a long process, but we finally got it approved about a month and a half ago, and yeah.
That must be a pretty big accomplishment now. Does all 4 schools have female golf teams, or just Cherokee?
Yeah, well, the 4 schools in the district have a trial basis on the girls golf team, so that means that we only have 1 year to get as many girls involved in golf as we can to make a team.
Yeah, sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Next question, besides golf, obviously, what else are you involved with here at Cherokee?
Well, I joined the Spanish club. I haven't really gotten anything else yet. I mean, next year I'm planning to join more, so yeah.
Okay, our next question, what advice do you have to underclassmen or just anyone in general?
Just focus on your grades and reach towards your goals. Like I wanted a girls golf team, and I made that accomplishment, and I'm going to keep working towards that.
It's very good. Congratulations on the girls golf team. by the
Thank
way.
you.
Next question. Who's your number one source of inspiration, or who inspires you the most?
Probably my parents, because my dad helped me through this whole process, and my mom and my coach Brad, he helps me through this too, and he went to the board meetings with me and supported me, so probably them.
That's very good. Next question. What teacher do you think nominated you for Student of the Month?
I'm not so sure who. Probably one of the teachers I had last year and this year. My geometry teacher, Miss Bianchi, she's very supportive of my girls golf, so maybe her. I'm not so sure.
Okay, well, you'll find out in May.
Oh, okay.
Your next question. So far, what's your favorite memory here at Cherokee?
I guess, probably the team last year. I met a lot of amazing people on the team, and it was a good experience, so probably being on the team.
You plan on playing golf again this year, obviously?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
See how that girls team turns out.
Yeah.
Our next question is a rather personal one. What do you enjoy to do in your free time?
I like, hanging out with my friends, and obviously to golf, and I also like to read, and yeah.
And then our last question, what's your plans for after high school?
I guess to go to college, and there's a lot of scholarships for golf that aren't getting used for girls every year, so hopefully I could maybe get a scholarship, and then afterwards do something that involves golf, or I'm also into web design and graphics and stuff like that, so maybe get into that if I.
Oh, it's very interesting. Yeah, graphics is always fun.
Yeah.
Congratulations for being Student of the Month, and
Thank you.
thanks for coming down.
Thank you.
Our third Student of the Month for the month of December is Junior Joey McNulty. Congratulations on being Student of the Month.
Thank you.
So why do you think you were nominated as Student of the Month?
Well, I think I was nominated because I'm very involved with school. I like to volunteer outside of school and in school. I'm really focused on my academics and try to get straight A's as much as I can.
Okay, very cool. What are you involved with here at Cherokee?
I play Cherokee varsity lacrosse, and outside of school I do sports unity, and I volunteer at a daycare center and help kids do their homework.
Can you explain what the sports
unity? Yeah,
Yes.
so kids that can't play recreational sports, maybe they have like a disability or they're not allowed to, they can go to the sports unity program, and it's more settled and calm, and they can play sports. So, and I help them out. You get a buddy, everyone gets a buddy, and you follow them around. And
So what advice do you have to underclassmen or just anyone in general?
I would just say study hard and always focus, and it'll pay off no matter what.
Next question, who inspires you the most? Who's your number one source of inspiration?
Number one source of inspiration would be my mom, because she's always working hard. She's never stopping. She works from sun up to sundown, and that's just a great inspiration.
That's very lovely. So who do you think nominated you for Student of the Month?
I would think Mr. Lamplu nominated me, because he's always asking about what I'm involved in, and he really likes to hear about that stuff.
Oh, that's very nice of him. Hopefully, maybe. Next question. What's your favorite memory so far at Cherokee?
Probably the freshman lacrosse season. That was just full of great memories. It was probably better than last year because it's just a freshman team, so you're really best friends with everyone, and you just have a blast.
So our next question, here's a personal one for you. What do you enjoy to do in your free time?
I like to hang out with my friends a lot, and I'm a big movie guy. I like to watch movies.
I was saying, movies are the best,
Yeah.
aren't they? And our last question for today. You got your junior year and you got your senior year, but what do you think of plans for after high school?
I'm trying to get into West Point. It's the Army base, college.
Do you plan on going into the Army?
Yeah, if I get accepted into West Point, yes.
Yeah, it's actually pretty tough. You have to, I believe, go to a congressman or a senator.
Yeah, you need a letter of recommendation.
And then it's a very tough process, but once you're in, I believe it's a free tuition.
Yes.
So it's free education right there, which actually is pretty amazing because you know how everyone knows how expensive college is.
Yes.
I've actually been there before. It's a very nice campus.
Yeah, it's a very nice campus.
Yeah, well, congratulations for Readings through the Month, and
Thank
thanks
you.
for coming down.
Thank you.
Our last student of the month for the month of December is Senior Nick Abradis. Congratulations on being Student of the Month.
Thank you, Josh.
So why do you think you were nominated as Student of the Month?
Well, I was told it was through my work with Cherokee Connections Club, and I was nominated by Miss Isopia and Mr. Kelhauer. That's what I was told by Miss Charlesworth. But that's a club for older upperclassmen to meet with underclassmen and to kind of help them assimilate into the school. And I don't know, they recognized me for my work there.
That's very impressive. It's a very good program. I know several people who've been through it and then actually became mentors.
Right.
Mentors for the program. So they like to get to do both ends of the spectrum for that, which I find pretty fascinating. So what else are you involved with here at Cherokee?
There is a STEM program that isn't here at Cherokee, but it was started by Beck Moretti last year, who was a senior. And basically, every Saturday morning, kids from elementary, middle schools come to DeMacy, and we run labs with them and like activities that are all science or math related. Madeline Luna is also a big part of that. She's a junior. But I do that on Saturdays. I am part of Student Seminars Club, which is a club Bryce Wagner and I founded last year with Miss Poitis, an English teacher. And it's basically an opportunity for academic sparring, in a sense, for students and for kids to come and bring ideas. Like, I don't know, are you familiar with TED Talks?
TED Talks. No,
TED-
I'm not actually.
They're just big presentations where one person will talk for about 10 to 18 minutes and just share an original idea or thought with the audience.
Yeah. So what advice do you have to underclassmen or just to anyone in general?
This is a good question, actually. To underclassmen, something that I wish I realized before is that over the next 4 years, and presumably for the rest of your life, people are going to impose values onto you. While you're in high school, it's going to be your classmates, it's going to be your teachers, it's going to be your guidance counselors, it's going to be your parents. The things that they're going to tell you are important are your grades, your the level of classes you're taking, your SAT scores, the college you want to go to. And it's not to say that these things aren't important, but I think what happens is I see a lot of my classmates and myself included, the goal is just to satisfy these superficial values, just to get good grades, just to take AP courses, just to get good SAT scores, just to get into a good college. But I don't think that should be the goal, because otherwise you're just satisfying these standards and you're not really pushing yourself to come to school every morning and to learn something and to become a better version of yourself. There's no real meaning in any of these things that people tell you. You have to come and assign value to your own things, and it's only when you practice adopting your own value to things around you do you assign meaning to them, and can you see value in the things that you're doing.
Yeah, I just find that interesting. So for our next question, who inspires you the most? Who's your number one source of inspiration?
Looking at really great people and great minds in the past that have done awesome things, like, for example, Isaac Newton. He invented calculus when he was in his early 20s.
Really?
Yeah, another inspiration of mine is the talker Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he is he's like a public science figure, and he's also, I don't want to mess up his position, but like chairman of the Hayden Planetarium in New York. And when he was our age, he was giving lectures on like black holes to adults, and he was being paid, and people were listening to him talk. And another person up in New York is Michio Kaku, who's another physicist. He's a professor and head of the physics department at City University in New York. Again, when he was 17, he was building particle accelerators in his backyard with his parents. And you see a lot of talent in each individual, and you want them, at least I feel like I want to bring that out in people.
Oh, definitely. Our next question, So far of your 3 years and almost a semester of your senior year here, what's your favorite memory here at Cherokee?
I've had a lot of great memories in Mr. Hunt's room freshman year. He's a great teacher. Mr. Speck's an awesome guy for chemistry. He really brought that out of me. Miss Poitis is an awesome English teacher. We've had a lot of good debates and discussions in her class. Yeah.
Heard.
Mr. Nell's also an awesome dude. A lot of fun in physics. But yeah, I don't have a really one that stands out to me right now.
Okay. Well, next question is a rather personal question for you. What do you enjoy to do in your free time?
I've been reading a lot of different books. I'm always trying to read a book in my free time. I like to do a lot of learning outside of what we're doing in the classroom. So Mr. Nell gives us a physics book, and we're supposed to read chapter 12. I'm also reading chapter 28.
Wow.
Yeah, just things like that. And listening to the talks online, going to events. Princeton has a lot of public talks and a lot of public lectures from professors. So whenever I get an email for them, I'm there. And yeah, any chance to really learn something new outside of the classroom, that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, so I can tell like you have an interest in learning.
Right.
Which is a perfect segue into our last question for today. What are your plans for after high school?
Yeah, ironically enough, well, I do plan to go to college. I don't know where yet. I'm in the process of deciding.
Did you apply to any schools yet?
I have applied to one school only, which is the University of Auckland. It's in New Zealand. I was accepted there. I'd like to go there. That's my number one. But
New Zealand.
yeah, but of course I do have to apply to some other schools here in the United States to satisfy my parents. So I'm applying to some schools up north. Again, I really would like to go to Auckland, but
Is there a certain program they have at this school in Auckland?
no, it's just well, they do have a great science program, which I'm trying to pursue, physics and science. But no, it's just really about the country itself and the opportunities I think it offers me, which is a conversation we can go into.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, but
Pretty interesting.
But yeah, so after college, the only ideas I have right now for a life full of learning would be a professor at a college when I'm older, which would be really cool because I'd like to bring all the stuff I feel and know and enjoy onto others in a classroom setting, and to continue learning the rest of my life would be awesome, I think.
Pretty great. Well, congratulations for being Student of the
Thanks,
Month,
Josh.
and thank you so much for coming down.
I appreciate it.
Anytime. That'll do it for this edition of Students of the Month here on LETV. From all of us here at the TV studio, I'm Josh Gladstone. See you next month here on Students of the Month.